It's only entertainment.
Back to the Talking Hedge. I'm Josh Kincaid, capital markets analyst and host of your Cannabis Business podcast. All right, today we're going to take a look at a report from Chicago Tribune about Green Thumb Industries apparently allegedly having a federal pay-to-play investigation, kind of the first of its kind so far, at least at this level. To help us dive into this, Katrina Glogowski, angel investor and attorney. Thanks for being back on the Talking Hedge.
Thanks, Josh.
So for those who've been living under a rock and are unaware, GTI or Green Thumb Industries, they're a Chicago-based cannabis cultivator and dispensary. They've been growing ever since Illinois has gone rec. They apparently or allegedly have been tapped by the FBI for a pay-to-play violation during its license process. So investigators are scrutinizing campaign donations and other steps that they allegedly took to secure growing and distribution licenses in Illinois and several other states. No charges have been filed, and apparently Green Thumb Industries is unaware that this even happened. Isn't that right?
That's what this article from the Tribune says, Josh. As you may recall, we reviewed their pitch deck not too long ago on this podcast. And if this is true, hopefully it's not. If this turns out to be the case, that's going to be a pretty severe blow to a publicly traded company, Josh.
Absolutely. So, I mean, they're not brand new, but, Illinois is brand new. Their whole valuation could go up, but it could also crash. And this type of thing is unfortunate. I've worked with groups who did this up in Canada. Ascent Industries lost their license by trying to do backdoor stuff, not to the degree of pay to play, but they were violating the rules and laws. And it's like, this is the wrong time to be doing that. And if that's what you have to do to get in to the game, then you're starting off on the wrong foot. So apparently they take compliance very seriously in operations with the highest standards, and that they are unaware of any such investigation, which I find very odd.
Well, I don't know. The Chicago Tribune is a pretty reputable paper. I don't know why they would release this. Again, it's a publicly traded company, and maybe they're part of a bigger investigation that the FBI just doesn't want to show their hand yet. But Josh, what this really highlights for the industry is, number one, compliance, as we talk every podcast, but also the scarcity of the licenses and the desirability of these licenses in new markets are leading to allegations of this kind of behavior. So if you are going into a new state, make sure you are 100% above board to avoid even these discussions, even if they're untrue. The mere discussion will hit the stock price, Josh, and nobody wants that. That's for sure.
Yeah, so this is going to be an interesting case study, I think, when it all boils down, because apparently the state records are showing that Green Thumb Industry executives and affiliates spread cash to a number of politicians as well as political action committees that were instrumental in the legalization effort. And then the company hired a lobbyist and consultant with deep ties to the House Speaker. It's funny how bureaucrats call that lobbying, and then when other people do it, they call it graft and corruption. It's okay when they do it. When anyone else tries to do it, it's the opposite. In Japan, they call it graft and corruption. When in DC, they call it lobbying. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not an attorney, but it seems to me like, just based on what the state records are showing, that this is a hit job. Chicago is probably one of the most interesting cities. There's a lot of history when it comes to corruption, and I think if you look at all the politicians, Obama including, it was all bureaucratic BS. Chicago's a very interesting area. Illinois, underfunded pension plan, just like Kentucky. That's why they legalized. But how this rolls out seems a lot more political than it does It just doesn't seem logical to me.
I would be surprised, Josh, if this turns out to be, a true bribery scandal. I would be very surprised. There's nothing illegal about donating to campaign funds within the limits, super PACs within the limits. There's nothing facially illegal about that. So maybe the powers that be are just putting a hit on an MSO. We'll see.
Unless they can show that they got their license from those donations and a result of being favored, if there's favoritism or anything else, then, go after them. Otherwise, this just seems like a hit job, but you're gonna have to come back to the Talking Hedge and find out. With that, we're gonna roll this one up. I want to thank my guest, Katrina Glogowski, angel investor and attorney. Thanks for being on the Talking Hedge.
Thanks, Josh.
With that, we're going to roll this one up. I'm Josh Kincaid. This is the Talking Hedge. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, or don't, and I'm out. Don't forget to smash that like button on your way out and check out these other videos that we've got.